We have with us P Sasikumar ji. Sir, please respond to this particular question of Professor Amita Valmiki, madam.
It's a
K.M. Narayan Rao sir is also here. Prashant Shukla ji here. We do not take many questions. Let us have clarity on this question only.
yeah.
Actually, who decides? Who decides?
I think she has put everybody into trouble by asking such a difficult question. It is our dharma now.
Sorry, sir. I didn't mean that, but I just felt that it was.
It is
Yeah.
our dharma now to protect our philosophy.
Yes. Yeah.
And we should tell. See, when you quote people, these sort of lot of contradiction comes. Even Bhagavan himself has got lot of punishment. There is a saying that
Exactly, sir.
see, I'll
Yeah.
tell you. In one Janma, I have a poetry book in which I wrote, in one Janma, what Krishna did, and no, Rama did, comes back to him in the next Janma when Krishna takes birth.
Yes.
So I have a poetry which says arrow from shadow,
Yeah.
where Rama did an arrow hidingly, it comes back to Krishna, and then that killed him actually.
Yes.
One Janma, what Rama has done to his younger brother Lakshmana, because of which he has to go to forest. Next Janma, Krishna got the younger brother. Instead of that, he became the elder brother Balrama and started haunting him every day. So there is a cosmic order. The cosmic order, not just a rule made by man or a god. It is Sanatana Dharma. That is why we call it a Sanatana Dharma, which keeps haunting by yuga to yuga. Each individual, it gets back to him. And these are what our Shastras are, or scriptures which are writing it to reveal Dharma to us from their experience. So when Buddha writes, it can be entirely different. So I keep saying, if Buddha would have read Bhagavad Gita and learned it, he may not make another philosophy probably. So each one of us, when in the context in which we are answering is how much knowledge we have grasped, it is not complete. So whether it is Vedas, Smritis, which probably Manusmriti is being quoted, that
Yes.
social context, the time and space, it was valid. And Bhagavad Gita is not to give dharmic philosophies. Actually, the context in which Gita is written is when their grandchildren wanted to fight a similar war,
Yes.
it was told, don't fight such wars because your kulam will be finished.
Yeah.
So that is the war philosophy. So in the war, when you were quoting a lot of people who are fighting war, I gave a lecture on the philosophy day in the North Bengal University on war philosophy. It is there on my YouTube. You can listen to that. So the war philosophy is entirely different because my context in which I am fighting war is to win. That is my dharma as a Kshatriya. But when I look at it from outside, I cannot justify it. So the dharma becomes invalid for me. So it's totally contextual. What Manu spoke about dharma, what Yajnavalkya spoke about dharma, what Krishna spoke about dharma, it is all different. So when
Exactly.
you agreed that Swadharma is fine. But when I have a Swadharma, similarly I have got a Kudumba Dharma, a family Dharma, in which I will have to close my Swadharma for the time being when I am running my family. But when I go to my office, I am working in the office, I have got a Dharma which is entirely different. I may not stick to my value system when I am doing my job. I will have to listen to my boss. If I am a policeman, somebody asks you to beat the fellow, I have no right to question. I have to just obey that. I may tell all the false statements in the court because I am an advocate. Because my dharma in the profession is entirely different. I cannot be totally truthful to me or to the society when my legal activity is my profession. So I have a professional dharma. I have a samuha dharma. So what is that cosmic order which tells me what is dharma is always conflicting within me. Therefore, philosophy and philosophy people have to make it much more complicated. Our job is to make things complicated so that people cannot interpret it that easily and say that this is what is dharma. No. Therefore, the dharma for Rama, dharma for Yudhishthira are entirely different. That is why we have got different stories. Otherwise, one Ramayana would have been enough. No, we have to tell Rama's dharma during that time. Treta Yuga is fantastic, but that doesn't work in the Dwapara Yuga. What works in Satya Yuga cannot be in Treta Yuga, cannot be in Dwapara Yuga, and today it is totally illogical. So if we keep saying what Krishna did, what Dharmaputra did is perfectly all right, we have to all kill the enemies. See, the Mahabharata says enemy should be totally vanished from the society. Otherwise, you don't have to kill everybody who was ready to surrender, saying that no, you should see how Duryodhana was killed at the last moment also in the war field. That is why Gandhari was so furious. We could have kept him in the jail, but that is not permitted. Killing every opponent is the dharma there, which today we cannot establish in the war which is happening between countries. So dharma is totally contextual. There is no absolute rule. It is the cosmic order which we define at that point of time. The source can be different. The rule can be different. As far as the source is concerned, we keep referring to Shastras, which may not be applicable today. We keep referring to Rishis, which may not be applicable today. The consciousness and the Viveka can be changed from people at the level to level to level. That is why Indian law also doesn't give punishment to everybody. I am a law graduate. We don't define law for everybody. A teacher's mistake is considered as much higher than a servant's mistake, because a teacher's mistake will send a message to all the society. So if teacher commits a mistake, same mistake is done by a servant maid, the servant maid can get a lesser punishment and teacher can get a bigger punishment. And if it is done by a politician, it will be much more difficult. And if it is done by a civil servant or a judge, it could be much more severe. So law is not same even in India. The land of the rule which we say is everybody is equal, it is not equal. Contextually, the judge decides the punishment. Otherwise, we can write for this crime, this is the punishment. It's never done. Based on the age, based on the qualification, based on the status. So it is situationally, contextually, with Viveka, dharma is being fit in this country. Okay, so it's a big Pandora box which we opened.
I think this cosmic order concept is more acceptable to philosophy people,
Yeah,
because
that is what I'm
the
saying.
concept of Ratha, that we talk about. And this is fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Sasikumar ji.
Yeah, I think generally when we talk about Purusharthas, we talk about Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. So every question of karma comes only when there is a desire. So it is not Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. I am putting in the reverse order. Maybe slightly change the order. First is desire. When I have a desire, I do an action. Whether that action
Yes, sir.
is for, as earlier Dashji mentioned, whether it is for a individual
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
benefit or for the global benefit,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that makes my action dharmic or adharmic.
Yes, sir.
Whether it is correct or not, moral or not, that is not the question.
Yes,
As
sir.
a king, I may fight a war because it may look not moral for somebody, but for
Yes,
a
sir.
loga sangraha, it is essential.
Yes, sir.
So the right thing to do, ethical duty, righteous conduct, moral law, what should I do depends on, that is why I said contextual.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what is the ultimate goal? Maximum number of people in this world should become happy, not temporary, but for a longer time. That is what is bliss. Moksha is bliss, but not temporary happiness. It is not enjoyment.
Yes, sir.
It is not happiness. It is a
Yes,
longer
sir.
term action. So my action is not end there. my karma ends only when the consequence of that karma becomes giving blissful for most of the people. Therefore, my day-to-day activity which I do in my kitchen is not considered as karma by the Lokasangraha concept. What did I do? For what is the moral, what is the benefit, what is the ultimate result, how many people got benefit out of it? Even I myself may happy on that moment, but not later. See, I have a desire to travel somewhere, I don't have money. So what do? I can beg somewhere, I can get some money from somewhere else. That is dharmic. But if I steal money,
Yes.
it becomes adharmic. The reason is, even when I take money from somewhere and go, I may enjoy it. But when I steal money, when I go somewhere, I will not enjoy it because something haunts in me. Because there is basically all of us are dharmic people. Therefore, the bliss, the consequence, the ultimate result is more important than the action doing in the context of dharma. So, dharma is not equal to karma, karma is not equal to dharma. Otherwise, people don't use two words, right? So, the karma doesn't end with that. The means of doing is defined by dharma. The result and the action is what is karma is. Yeah, that's all what I want to submit.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Last line, last remark.
What just now Beharaji spoke. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janamya dharmam nachame nivritti. The basic reason again, Duryodhana says, it is my desire which is controlling me, therefore I go to adharma. Probably. Kenapi kamena hridistidena yadha niyuktosi tatha karomi. Kenapi kamena hridistidena yadha niyuktosi tatha karomi. My desire is what is controlling me, not the loka dharma. That probably is the context in which he is working. That is why we call him as Adharma Putra and the other part is Dharma Putra. Just wanted to add that point. Thank you so much.
Yes. That can be said in this way, that there is a choice before all of us. Either we should work by our desire, or we should work according to the dharma.